Welcome to the first lesson that we're going to do on Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel is one of the first programs that we'll learn in 5th grade, and up to this point it's quite different from anything that you've learned so far in your previous grade levels. So we have a couple different things. First of all, we have to know what Microsoft Excel is. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet, although it can have words in it, is primarily used for numbers. It allows you to make calculations, work with formulas, and to calculate very large, complex numbers. It's important that when you're learning Microsoft Excel that you have some basic terminology down. First of all, you'll notice, like all the programs, you have tabs and you have toolbars up at the top. But instead of a blank page like or slide like PowerPoint or Word, what we have here is a grid, and that grid is divided into what are called cells. So right here I've clicked on a cell. A cell is an intersection between a column. Notice columns are labeled by the letters, and the intersection between the column and that row. Rows are labeled by numbers. So if we go to this cell, you can see it's A1, column A, row 1. If I come over here and click on another one, it changes, B3. These specific locations, the intersection, is called a cell address. So it's important that you understand what a formula is. A formula is basically something that you put into one of the cells that will make it do a calculation. So, for example, I'm going to do a real simple formula. 3 and 4. So, cell B1 is 3, cell C1 is 4. Now, when we go to do a formula, we always start off with a certain key in our cell. The key that we start with is the equals. Okay, I can click it and put it in the cell here, or I can click it up here in the formula bar. I generally work right in the cell. Equals B1 plus C1. So what's going to display in C3? See how that is? That's our cell C3. It's the sum of 3 plus 4, or B1 plus C1. And when I hit enter, it equals 7. Now, why didn't I just put 3 plus 4 equals 3 plus 4? That's because what Excel is so good with, what spreadsheets really try to work with, are variables. A variable is a number that can change. The opposite of a variable would be a constant. Okay? So, for example, a variable would be your age. Your age is always changing. You might say you're 11, but really it's not a fixed quantity. A week from now, you're a week older. A day from now, you're a day older. However, if I were to say how many days are there in a year, that's a fixed value. Okay, that is not a variable. It's fixed. There's always 365 days. There's always 52 weeks. Okay, so here's the great thing. Because my formula refers to variables, if I change one of those variables, look what it does. So I'm going to say 7. I'm going to change B1 to 7. So now where my formula is C7, it's no longer 3 plus 4, it's 7 plus 4. And it updates it automatically. Okay, so we have reviewed some important terminology in here. Cell, cell address, row, column, constant, variable, and formula.